Hi, subscribe to the channel, news stories every day. Let's get started. Chapter 1. Routine and silence. Wednesdays were always long. Between teaching sophomore biology, attending department meetings, and trying to avoid passive-aggressive banter in the teacher's lounge, I usually got home around 7. That evening had been longer than most. A curriculum committee meeting had dragged into sunset. All I wanted was a quiet meal, maybe a rerun of something dumb, and bed. As I pulled into the driveway, our porch light flickered again. It had been doing that for weeks. I made a mental note to fix it, as I had many times before. Inside, the house was still. No music, no smell of dinner, no clinking of dishes or humming from the kitchen, just silence. Dana was asleep on the couch, one leg tucked under her, head resting awkwardly on a throw pillow. Her dark hair fell across her cheek. The TV was off. The only light came from the hallway nightlamp. She looked peaceful. But something about the scene didn't sit right. A half-drained glass of wine sat on the table beside her, and on the floor, just barely visible, was an empty mini whiskey bottle. Dana didn't drink whiskey, ever. I reached down and picked it up, turning it in my hand. Jack Daniels. Not the kind of thing you casually sip while watching reality TV. The label was worn from the heater. I glanced back at her, still asleep, still unmoved. Newton, our Labrador mix, wagged his tail once and then returned to his spot near the fireplace. Without a sound, I walked into the kitchen, tied off the full trash bag, and stepped outside. Chapter 2, Clues in the Cold. The night air hit me like a wall. Cold. Still. I opened the lid of the trash bin and tossed the bag in. But when I looked down, I paused. There were already bottles inside. 2 more mini whiskey bottles, crumpled tissues with red lipstick, a fast food wrapper from a burger joint Dana never ate at. I reached in, pulled the top bag forward and stared. Buried inside was a sock, black athletic, not mine. I always wore white crew socks to work, gray on weekends. I didn't own a single pair of black athletic socks. I felt my heartbeat shift, not faster, slimmer, heavier, like a distant drum. Back inside, I moved like I was in a fog. Dana hadn't stirred. I placed the whiskey bottle beside the other items and returned to the kitchen. Opened drawers. Checked the laundry hamper. And there it was, a navy blue dress shirt. Size XL, smelled faintly of cologne I didn't use, folded sloppily, as if someone had tried to hide it in a hurry. I held it up to the light, turned it in my hands. A small white thread clung to the collar. Lipstick. In the bathroom trash, I found a crumpled receipt. 2 cocktails. A shared dessert, from a rooftop restaurant Dana said she couldn't stand because the music was too loud. By midnight, I had a row of items on the kitchen counter like pieces of evidence. The shirt, the black sock, 2 whiskey bottles, the receipt, a used napkin with lipstick smudges, a charger that didn't fit either of our phones. I sat there, staring. The house creaked occasionally. Newton lay at my feet, occasionally lifting his head like he could sense something had shifted. I didn't cry. I didn't rage. I just sat waiting for morning. Chapter 3, Breakfast with the Truth. At 7:11 a.m., Dana walked into the kitchen. She wore a robe, hair tied back, eyes still puffy from sleep. "Hey," she mumbled, pouring herself a glass of water. "You're up early." I didn't answer, just gestured to the display on the table. She followed my gaze and froze. "What is this? You tell me," I said. She looked from item to item, her face drained of color. "Where did you get these?" "From our house, from the trash, from the laundry." She didn't speak. "Is it one guy?" I asked. "Or more?" "Mark, it's not what it looks like." "Is it your coworker?" She hesitated. "Don't lie now," I said. Her shoulders slumped. "He was in town for a few days. We had drinks. It just happened. Twice, more than twice." There it was. I nodded slowly. Took a deep breath. Newton stood beside me now, tail low. "Then we're done," I said. Dana looked stunned. "Wait, what?" "Mark, please, we can talk. I talked last year when we were drifting." You shrugged. "I suggested counseling. You said you were fine. And all the while you were preparing for this." She reached for my arm. I stepped back. "Pack a bag," I said. "I'll be with the lawyer this afternoon." She covered her face. And for a second, I felt a flicker of the man who used to hold her through moments like that. But that man was gone. Chapter 4, Reclaiming the Quiet. 3 weeks later, Dana moved into a furnished condo downtown. We agreed on everything. No shouting, no drama. She left Newton with me. Said he felt more like my dog anyway. For once, she was right. I changed the locks the same day. The silence in the house felt different now. Not heavy. Not tense, just still. I bought a new trash bin, and I took out the flickering porch light and replaced it with one that burned clean and steady. Sometimes peace starts in small things. Chapter 5, The Past Isn't What It Used to Be. A month later, a card arrived. No return address, just a familiar looping script. "I'm sorry," it read. "I hope someday you'll remember the good years and not just how it ended." I placed it in a drawer and didn't respond. Some memories are best left folded away like an old shirt with stains you can't wash out. I started repainting the living room. Something about the old yellow walls bothered me now. I chose a soft gray. Every brushstroke felt like reclaiming something, my time, my home, my narrative. I took Newton on longer walks. We started hiking again on weekends. The quiet helped. It didn't demand anything from me. Chapter 6, Dana's regret. I don't know if she meant to, but Dana sent a longer letter a few months later. Typed this time, no drama, just reflection. She admitted to the affair. Said it lasted about 6 weeks, but emotionally, she'd stepped out of the marriage long before. I thought excitement meant connection, she wrote. But I mistook intensity for intimacy, and now I know the difference. Too late, I suppose. She never asked to come back. Maybe she knew that bridge had already turned to ash. I appreciated her honesty, but I didn't respond to that letter either. Chapter 7, Closure. It took time. But eventually, I stopped measuring my day by what wasn't said at the dinner table. Eventually, the house felt like mine again. Not ours, not hers, just mine. Mine and Newton's. I joined a book club, started swimming at the rec center again. I met new people, not dates, just conversations. For the first time in a while, I didn't feel like a man waiting for someone else's choices. Closure didn't come all at once. It came in small, quiet affirmations. A clean drawer, a changed light bulb, a breath that didn't feel forced, and that was enough.